Hello everyone, welcome back to the Magnificent Mags channel. Just before I get underway with my preview of that damaging defeat against Brighton in our FA Cup exit, just want to say thank you very much for watching, taking the time to do so. Please continue to like, comment, share and subscribe to all the Magnificent Mags social media channels, and also my friends at NUSA 360, Magpie Ultras and Magpie 24/7. Thank you now and enjoy the video. Welcome back everyone. Yes, it's been an FA Cup exit. Newcastle were the last team to still be in both domestic cup competitions, but that dream's over. And what a frustrating afternoon it was. It was just so bad. Like, you know what though, I just felt like we had a good first half as well, but we hit the self-destruct button when it got to half-time. Again, I don't know what we say at half-time, but again, it's not even stringing results together at the moment. We had that 9-game run where we won every game. But really, you could say since the League Cup semi-final second leg, again, just our form's fallen off a cliff. It's just one of them things where anytime Newcastle United get to a cup final or have got anything significant coming up, all form and everything else that comes with it, including either injuries or red cards, just seems to rear its ugly head yet again. And yeah, going into it, some changes yesterday. Surprised to see Martin Dubravka back in, but I felt it was the right call. I did think, to be honest, he would stick with Nick Pope after he brought him in, because you probably need to give him minutes, get him up to match speed, ready for the final. But you know what? I feel like bringing Dubravka back in, Eddie Howe's realised that Pope's just not the player to do it. Yeah, we missed him 2 years ago and he would have made a difference, but I just feel Dubravka is the right call. And despite what happened for their winner yesterday, overall I felt he was one of our better players. I'll get into who they are in a moment, but yeah, made some changes, didn't he? He started with Dubravka, then we had the back four, Trippier, Shaw, Byrne and Tino at left back, and we've lost Lewis Hall. It seems Lewis Hall, Eddie Howe's confirmed, has went to see a specialist, and yeah, he played the whole game at Anfield, but it's worrying that he's not there. But I've got to say this, I did feel Livramento, till he was absolutely dead on his feet, was one of our better players, so I've got to give him credit for that. Tino did have a good game, but then he just couldn't run anymore. And yeah, going into the midfield, he played Lewis Miley. Tonali was in there. Bruno was rested. I'd said I think Bruno just needs to just be taken out the firing line for a bit and maybe just be rested on the bench, because he has played too much and his form hasn't really been there since the turn of the year. And yeah, and then Joe Linton. Joe Linton was back, brilliant to see. Joe Linton makes such a difference to win. You know what? I felt he played well until he got that yellow card, which wasn't a yellow card, and we'll get on to how bad the referee was. Shocking shit. And then, yeah, it was a front three of Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes on the right, and one Alexander Isak. We thought he might have been out. He's a worry, you say, wrapping cotton wool, because we're not the same team without Isak, and with chances will basically be zero at Wembley if anything happens to him. But yeah, may have been more Eddie Howe subterfuge. He wasn't at Anfield. Was it tactical? Because I think he could have been trying to be targeting that game by Van Dijk and McAllister and that, trying to wipe them out. So he wasn't there for the final. So probably the right call. As I said in my last video in the preview, Anfield's not one of them places that's going to define the season. But the FA Cup should have been. A lot of big hitters out, including Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs and that. Man City and Villa were the two big teams left in. I think we were joint second favourites with Aston Villa behind City. But yeah, that opportunity's gone. We're the last team to still be in both domestic cups, but that's gone. We could have been one game from Wembley. It would have been a home tie against Forest or Ipswich, who played tonight. But you know what? It is what it is. It's done. It's done. Like, everything you could say now. I don't want to be too negative with Wembley. Do I still think we'll have a chance? Of course we do. But again, you know, like Liverpool don't need any favours. They're seasoned in winning cups like this. But losing Gordon, which I'll also get on, it was a massive blow. Massive blow that. It was just a moment of stupidity. But yeah, we'll start the game all right. Tino was good with Gordon on the left, who they both had a good first half, along with Joe Linton being back in there. He was making some good overlapping runs. Gordon obviously played it in to the box for Harvey Barnes, who came inside for an early chance, who cut back, crossed it in. Isak had it saved by the keeper, then hit the rebound over the bar. And then again, all we're attacking play was going down the left, because you know what, I think we're right side shit. Trippier didn't have that good of a game, and then we're offered nothing really in terms of Miley. Miley wasn't really at it. I know he's 18, so you can forgive him for that, but he didn't really make an impact. Didn't see too much of him. And then Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy's just been, well, he was shocking against Forest. Nothing at Anfield. And then again, yes, you know what? The frustrating thing with Jacob Murphy is, yeah, he can have a good cross on him, and he put a couple of decent ones in yesterday, but sometimes they do hit the keeper. He's just like, it's a bit like Miggy 2 years ago. It was brilliant to see, but we badly need to upgrade our right winger, because sometimes he could beat the man and he doesn't, and then he loses possession unnecessarily, and then he always bottles challenges. It frustrates us so much when the ball say bottles challenges. So yeah, that's why everything was going down the left, and why they were targeting our right hand side, because we've got nothing there. But Tino was great with Gordon again after that chance. Tino done the overlap after playing it to Gordon. Gordon had the space inside with Tino dragging his man away. Played it over, came to Joe Linton, played it Alexander Isak, back to Joe Linton, and then he played it in for Tino, and Tino was wiped out as a Stonewall pen. And then Alexander Isak, as always, no mistake from the spot, no stupid Panenkas like he tried against Forest. Luckily it went in, but yeah, this time he just smashed it straight top bins. No getting that from Verbruggen. And that was his 22nd goal this season. You thought we could push on from there. We kept getting at them, hitting them with pace. Again, not all players were good. I thought Tonali was solid first half, but we were sloppy in possession. He was mopping up a lot. Again, Miley was anonymous. Joe Linton was great. He was making a significant difference, and he was getting stuck in and everything until he got an unnecessary yellow card. Until he got an undeserved yellow card. And you know what? It wasn't a yellow card in my opinion. And like I said, I'll come on to it. Anthony Taylor, absolutely shit. Him and his officials. They're just, honestly, I just do not get refereeing performances at times. And this is not, I'm not blaming the ref for the defeat. The defeat's on us, because we caused our own problems. He was bad for both sides. And he was just awful again there. Just no control. There was no consistency in the game. There was one point in the second half, it was we're in the corner and it's to the left, and it was on that touchline. Brighton player headed it out, and his linesman flagged for Brighton, and I just shouted, like, I went, are you a moron? Like, are you a moron? Like, seriously? Is he a moron? Like, what was he looking at? Just so many inconsistent calls. 4 or 5 times their players were dragging down ours, no yellow card. And then Joe Linton's first challenge, just because his name's Joe Linton, his reputation, got a yellow card. Honest, just that pissed off all game. It's one of the worst officiating performances I've seen. And that's why everyone was saying who's the wanker in the blue, and you're not fit to referee, because it's true. The other side of the room there, I just noticed when I was editing, I need to add something on the officials. Despite how shit they were, Anthony Taylor and his assistants, they did get the Alexander Isak goal correct, and Fabian Schär was offside. So I just want to add that in for balance, despite how shit they were. And Anthony Taylor's just on it. I'll just leave it at that. But you just thought, yeah, half time, can we get there? See it out to 1-0, have a big team talk, come out strong second half. But no, again, Newcastle United, it all went awry at half time, and we imploded. But you just thought, yeah, can we get to half time, have a big team talk, 1-0, and then have a strong second half. Because, as I said, Newcastle, it's not stringing 2 results together at the moment. It's trying to string 2 halves together. But no, again, we were saying how's Lamptey allowed to run about 10 to 15 yards forward from where the throw-in should be taken. But you still got to defend it well. And, yeah, Gordon and Burns switched off. He took the throw-in. Minter was allowed to just take the touch to knock it inside to João Pedro. João Pedro was allowed to run. Shaw was caught square, looking up, like that. Minter, great ball in behind. Minter done a great run, held his line. And you know what? Despite Trippier having a poor game, I'm not going to knock him for this. At least he was the only one trying. He tried to stop it, and that's probably what took it past Dubravka with a deflection. But at least he tried. I don't blame him for that. You would try and get in the way of it and try and stop the goal. It's just one of them unfortunate things. And I thought, you know what? out who were good players before we imploded second half overall in the game. I just thought Dubravka, yeah, he was at fault for their winner. But, yeah, it's he just had a good game overall. Again, he gives you that confidence in the defence at the back. If you keep changing it, the defence will be a bit shaky. But Dubravka, he was good with possession. He done that brilliant save in the second half down to his right when that shot came in. That was, I think it was Angel Gomez who took it when it was laid off by Pedro. That was an excellent save, that. Yeah, he was at fault for the winner. The easiest option was to play it out to Matt Target at left back. He had the option there, but he tried to play a too clever pass to Tino Livramento. Tino couldn't keep it under control, and then they broke. And then obviously Solly March played into Welbeck, who you saw he dropped back, held his line well, and it was an excellent finish. He kind of like shoveled it, like it was like outside his right foot, but he like shoveled it under and somehow dinked it over Dubravka. It was a brilliant finish. And it's just irony of being down by an ex-Macam in a player we had to sell because of PSR. Now, Minter didn't celebrate. I was shocked by that because I wouldn't have blamed him for celebrating. He never played for it. But fair play to him. Just that shitty PSR will. Then it comes back to Harvey Barnes. If we didn't sign Harvey Barnes, is that like premium signing? Because again, he started and done absolutely nothing. He's just an impact sub, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go in the summer. We could have kept one of Anderson or Minter, and again Minter. Minter didn't do too much yesterday, but he still got the goal, and that kick goals are massive, and it's more than we done. And look, I know Murphy's had a good season, but I'd much rather have seen young Minter on there than Murphy. But yeah, we imploded second half. Fabian Schär, he hasn't really had that strong of a season anyway. He was just awful all game. Like, there was one point in that second half where we got away with it, where him and Byrne trying to pass between them, and we got away with Dubravka saving it. I don't know what they were doing at times, honestly. But I'll say Dan Byrne, he was probably our best player. He was. The fact that he chucked himself in front of everything. And again, it's one of them, I think, yeah, he's not good in possession, but you know what? He'd done so many blocks and last-ditch tackles to save us yesterday, and he was dead on his feet for a 6'7" man, 6'7" man, sorry, 6'7" man. Dan Byrne was just a colossus, and it felt like he was doing the rest of the defence's job at times, because he was a one-man team back there. Trippier didn't have a good game, then obviously he went off. Tino moved to right back, but he was dead on his feet. Shaw was bad all game. And again, it's sad to say I love Shaw, but I just think his best days are done. So we need a good centre-half, and we're badly missing Botman. If Botman's not there for the final, just like yesterday, I don't think we'll win it. That's me being honest. Sven Botman's a massive miss, but it's just typical Newcastle, this. Anytime we've got something significant coming up, I mean, this could have, like I said, this could have been good. Both cups working in tandem, trying to keep, and then we're in the race for Champions League, trying to keep all three competitions alive. A better option than the League Cup, you could say, in terms of the teams left. But again, when we've got, it seems like the easier run, we would have avoided Man City in that draw last night and Villa. So you could have said it would have been a much better chance of winning that with the teams who went out, and City could go out to Bournemouth, couldn't they? So again, it's just a chance missed. Whenever something significant comes up for Newcastle, again, like 2 years ago, it's a carbon copy, a red card, injuries to key players at the wrong times. Obviously, Isak's fine, but his groin's touch and go. Got to be careful. Joe Linton's only just back. Then you've got obviously Tino's dead on his feet. We lost Lewis Hall, who could be going to see a specialist. And then we'll get onto it. Anthony Gordon, what was he doing? What was he doing? Look, I love the bloke. He's been a great signing for it. But since that League Cup semi-final second leg, like a lot of them, you don't want to blame the cup final, but other minds been on that. But Anthony Gordon hasn't been good for a while. And I love the guy. He's been great. As I said loads of times just there. He's been great for it. But he was brain dead yesterday for that. And you know what? Do I think it was intentional to push him in the face? No. But was the intent there to push the player? Yes. Yes, Van Hecker's a big lad and he made a meal of it. But all of us, as soon as he went down, like when we saw, went like that, up here like that, we said red card. It's a red card. Don't bother appealing it. It's just one of them. Isak, he was blown for offside. So Isak was blown for offside. So, but Gordon continued running, and yes, Van Hecker was like that, pulling his shirt. But that happens all the time in the game. People, like players, like have a kick out at you, they'll pull your shirt, all this, they'll hold on to you. You get your frustrations and that, you understand that, but you don't lash out at players. And it was an easy decision for the referee. Didn't even need to go to VAR. I don't know if it did. It was an easy call, and it's just so annoying. Like, again, losing a big player for a cup final. And look, I don't buy any of this that his family's a Reds, Copites and all this. Anthony Gordon's talked so much about how he was gutted, how he missed the final 2 years ago, and he's never played in one at Wembley. So he'll be in there. Well, yesterday evening, he would have been in that dressing room absolutely gutted. He mightn't even have realised at the time he was out the cup final, but straight Reds right now, out the final. And yeah, it's one of them. He'd be kicking himself, but it was a red card. It was a moment of madness. So who do I think will come in for the final? Well, we were in Stack last night, and was speaking to Steve Watson. A couple of friends know him, and he used to play five-a-side with one of the lads I go at the match with, and I used to play youth football with my cousins. So he's a good lad. Anytime we've seen him. And Steve Watson thinks that his team for the final, the front three it is, he says he'd actually throw a curveball and play Wilson in attack, Murphy right and Isak on the left. He just thinks it gives Liverpool something to think about. So could be my choice, or what I've been saying with the lads. I reckon for the final, if everyone's fit, it would be probably Dubravka. I'd go Botman and Byrne. I don't think Howe will, because he loves that left foot, right foot balance, but I think it should be Botman and Byrne. If Botman has to be there. Botman just simply has to be there. Look, even if it means dropping Byrne, which you'll be reluctant to do, stick Kraft in there. Kraft should have came on for sure at some point last night. Is he more technically better than Kraft? Is Kraft technically better than Cher? No, but I would have brought him on. Cher was having a mare. Left back and right back take care of themselves. Tino right, Hall left. Midfield, it'll obviously be Tonali in the 6, Bruno in the 8. And what we've done in the Champions League season, I think it should be Joe Linton on the left, because you've got to give Trent something to think about. As I said in my last video, how it went 4-4-2, so you had Bruno and Tonali deep, and then obviously Murphy on the right. Then he had Gordon behind Wilson and Willock on the left, but taking Gordon away from Trent didn't give Trent anything to think about. So I think he should stick Joe Linton in there, like with the Champions League season. Then you had Willock overlapping with his inside runs. I think he should go with that. He could play Miley, but I'm just thinking, is it too soon? 18-year-old, yeah, he's played Champions League, obviously in the Parc de France last season. But that would be my team for the final. I'd say Dubs, Tino, Byrne, Botman, Hall, Tonali, Bruno, Willock on the left of midfield, and then front three, Joe Linton left, Murphy right, Isak centre. I just don't think Callum Wilson should be starting, because he got his goal at Birmingham, but you know what, the last 2 games, I know he's getting match fitness up, but he's just lost a yard. They're easily pushing him off the ball, and at times it looks like he's running in treacle. Honestly, it does look. It looks like he's got concrete in his feet and he's running through treacle, and he's just not the answer. So we need to make sure Isak's fit and wrapping cotton wool, especially. I'd be even tempted just to play a weekend team next Monday, at West Ham. I would, just to protect our key players. But again, I know Champions League still on the cards. That's not over. But I'm not going to be too downhearted though after this. You've just got to think of this. Look, we're out. Can't worry about it. Good luck to the rest of the team still in there. And it's made a decision. Gordon's not there. So on the left, as I said, I'd go with Joe Linton. And then if we need an impact sub, bring Barnes on. Do not start Barnes in the final. But it might just refocus minds. We haven't got the FA Cup to fall back on. The players can't think, oh, that's done, we've got that one. The full focus now has to be on winning that Carabao Cup. And yes, Liverpool will probably win that 4 times out of 5, 9 times out of 10, whatever you like. But we're going there, and you still got to believe, as I said in my last video, if you go there and you don't think we can win this, just don't bother going to London or hand your ticket to someone else. We've got a chance. We've still got a chance. And you know what? Things can happen between now and then. Liverpool have got 3 games between now and then. They've obviously got the league game at the weekend, and coming up this midweek and next midweek they've got the Champions League games against PSG. And yes, the second leg's at Anfield, but you know what, a tough game against PSG. So anything could happen. They could get injuries. We'll just have to wait and see. But we've got to go there with belief. Doesn't change it. We can go there and end the trophy drought. And when that monkey's off, we're back, you'll see a different team. But anyhow, again, yeah, he made his subs yesterday, but it comes back to it. There'll be an overhaul needed in the summer. I hope Piff can go for it, because we've got too much deadwood. Look, you can't blame not signing anyone in 3 windows. And as I've said before, our defence was better a couple of years ago. But now they have aged, and teams do figure out. As soon as you bypass the midfield, the defence has got no pace. So in my opinion, it's yes, you can blame the window, but also Eddie Howe. He's too loyal to certain players, and at times when he could have traded, he's given you contracts to players when he should have moved them on. So we could add the money there to spend on other players to significantly improve. And his in-game management, at times we need to have control in more games. At times when we're given the ball, we don't seem to know what to do with it. How they negate Fabian Schär, if he tries to play his crossfield ball, they put men on them, so he can't do that, so it cuts that off. And then if you've got someone marking the left back, which is one of his favourite outlets, he's got no one to pass to. But at times it's just crazy how much we give the ball away. We're just imploded again. Our decision making at times was awful. And I've got to give credit to Brighton. You know what? Brighton, they'll say, did they have many chances? Well, we had 15. That's not on target, just chances in general. And they had 21. And you know what? They've scored 10 goals and only conceded 2 in the last 4 games. And that's 5 consecutive away wins. And they beat up here in the league. So Brighton aren't exactly a team who come in here and were plucky. It wasn't the best game. They did play a long ball, but it was a crap watch, let's be honest. And we were our worst enemy. And full credit to Brighton. They've won. It's just annoying we've been down by an ex-Mackham and a player we had to sell because of PSR reasons. But yeah, no complaints. And people knocking the Brighton fans, only 1,000 travelled. Look, I applaud anyone who travels up. A Sunday game. Yes, it was good weather and all this, but Sunday game, travelling all the way up from Brighton. I've been to Brighton away. It's a long trek. And those who came up, I applaud them. Many fans who do. And it's costly. Away days are costly. I've been on a lot this season. So you can't blame them. And yeah, good luck to them. That's it. It's just, we cost ourselves that. And Gordon's red card. I know Lamptey got a red card too, which was finely deserved. I knew probably Taylor had done that to level the game up. But look, it was one fault. Gordon had a moment of madness. We shot ourselves in the foot. We didn't take the chances we had, and we're out the cup. It's as simple as that. But I'm not downhearted. As I said, I'm keeping my head up, and we'll look ahead to West Ham, and then we've got the cup final. And I'll be bringing content over the next week and a bit of shop window designs. I'm going to go out and about in the car, walk around, and find out where they are and what they're like. I've seen a few, so I want to just share them with everyone. But anyway, that's it from me for now. Thank you very much for watching. I know it went on a bit, but there was a lot to cover because that game was disastrous yesterday. But for now, take care. Thank you very much, everyone. And I'll be back at the end of the week with my preview for West Ham. Bye-bye.